Hi everyone, thank you for watching Logata. You can post your chemistry related questions in the comment section and I'll make a video solution for that. In this video, I'll tell you how to make a pizza. Yes, you heard it right, how to make a pizza. Suppose to make one pizza, you need one crust and 2 cups of cheese. Yeah, cheese is a lot here. So, this will make one pizza. Okay? And you're having a party. Okay, and you have 4 crusts plus 10 cups of cheese. So how many pizzas can you make out of this? So let's see. From 4 crusts, actually you can make 4 pizzas, right? Because you need 1 crust for 1 pizza. And from 10 cups of cheese, you can make 5 pizzas, right? Because 1 pizza needs 2 cups of cheese. But you have 4 crusts and 10 cups of cheese. So this means that what is a limiting reagent and what is an reagent in excess here. So you can see here, although if we would have more crusts, we would have made more pizzas, right? We would have made 5 pizzas, but the crust is less here. So it means that the crust is the limiting reagent. Limiting reagent. Similarly, the other one, that is the cheese, is the reagent in excess. So I hope from this analogy it would have been clear that what is a limiting reagent and what is the reagent in excess. So whatever reagent you have less, that is called as a limiting reagent, and what is in abundance with you, that is in excess, right? So let's see in chemistry. Now suppose we have a reaction between hydrogen and oxygen. So hydrogen and oxygen react to give water. So this is the balanced reaction. Okay. Now we can see here that 2 moles of hydrogen reacts with 1 mole of oxygen to give 2 moles of water. But in the question, if it's given that you have 2 moles of hydrogen and 2 moles of oxygen, and you need to find that which is the limiting reagent and which is the reagent in excess, then how will you find it? Now you can see here that 2 moles of hydrogen needs 1 mole of oxygen, right? But here in the question it's given that oxygen is 2 moles. So you can clearly say that the hydrogen is the limiting reagent and the oxygen is the reagent in excess, right? Now let's see another example. So here the methane is reacting with oxygen to give CO2 and water. So this is the reaction of combustion of methane. Okay, so this is the balanced reaction. So the first thing when you need to find the limiting reagent and the reagent in excess is that you have to first balance the chemical equation. Okay, then from the chemical equation you need to see that how many moles of one reactant is reacting with the how many moles of the second reactant. Like here you can see that 1 mole of methane is reacting with 2 moles of oxygen, but in the question you are given that you have 5 moles of methane and you have 8 moles of oxygen, and you need to find that which is limiting and which is reagent in excess. Okay, now let's see here. For 1 mole of methane, you need 2 moles of oxygen. So if you have 5 moles of methane, then you need double of that. So it means that you need 10 moles of oxygen. But in the question, you are given 8 moles of oxygen. So it means that the oxygen is the limiting reagent and the methane is the reactant in excess. Okay. Now let's see some numericals related to this. The question is, ammonia can be synthesized by the following reaction, where NO is reacting with hydrogen, okay, to give ammonia plus 2 water. You can see here NO is reacting with hydrogen to give ammonia and water. You are starting with 86.3 gram NO and 25.6 gram H2. Okay, so the mass of the reactants are given, and you need to find the limiting reagent. Okay, now the molar masses of NO and H2 are also given. So let's see how to find the limiting reagent. First of all, you can already see here that the reaction is already balanced. Okay, now what we will do is we will find the moles of NO and moles of H2 first. So to calculate the moles of NO, what you will do is the mass which is given, that is 86.3 grams of NO, divided by the molar mass of NO. So it is 30 grams per mole. So when you will calculate this one, so this is actually 30 gram per mole. Okay, so when you will calculate this one, you will get the answer as 2.87 moles. Okay, now let's calculate the moles for hydrogen. So you are given 25.6 grams of hydrogen, and the molar mass of hydrogen is 2 grams per mole. So when you will calculate it, you will get an answer as 12.8 moles. Okay, if you want to know more about how to convert mass into number of moles, or how to do the opposite, you can watch a video. I'll put the card above and you can click on that link. Okay, now here you can see that you have got the number of moles of NO and number of moles of H2. Now from the reaction you can see that 2 moles of NO 2 moles of NO requires 5 moles of H2, right? Now if we have 2.87 moles of NO, 2.87 moles of NO, that then how much hydrogen would be required? So it would be 5 divided by 2 multiplied by 2.87. So you will get an answer as 7.18 moles of hydrogen. Okay, but from the question of 2.16 gram H2, we got that we have 12.8 gram, so sorry, to 12.8 moles. So but we need 7.8 moles. So we can see that the NO is actually the limiting reagent, limiting, and H2 is the excess reagent in excess, right? So we needed this much, but we have this much, right? So from here, like this, we can calculate the limiting reagent as well as the reagent in excess. Now let's see another example. So the question is 2 gram of magnesium is reacted with 2 gram of sulfur by the following reaction. So the reaction is Mg plus S gives MgS. Which is the limiting reagent, and calculate the amount of one of the reactants which remain unreacted. So in this question you first need to find the limiting agent, and then you need to find that the reagent which is in excess, how much of it remained unreacted. Okay, now let's try to solve this one. So as we did in the last question also, first we will find the moles of magnesium. Okay, so it will be the mass which is given upon the molar mass. So it will be 2.00 divided by 24 gram per mole. So when you will solve this, you will get an answer as 0.083 moles. Okay, now similarly, you can also calculate the moles for sulfur. So for sulfur, it will be 2.00 divided by 32. So from here you will get an answer as 0.063 moles. Okay, now in the question you can see that from the reaction 1 mole of Mg is reacting with 1 mole of sulfur. But here you can see that magnesium moles are more than the moles of sulfur. So it means that the magnesium is the reagent in excess and sulfur is the limiting reagent. Right? Now, we also need to calculate the amount of one of the reactants which remains unreacted. So here the one which will be remaining unreacted is magnesium. Okay, so magnesium we have 0.083 moles, right? But we need 0.063 moles. Why? Because 1 mole of magnesium, sorry, 1 mole of magnesium will give reacts with 1 mole of sulfur, right? So 0.063 moles of magnesium would react with 0.063 moles of sulfur, right? So that's why the amount of moles, sorry, amount of magnesium or moles of magnesium which is in excess can be calculated as 0.083 minus 0.063 moles. So after calculating this, we will get it as 0.02 moles. Okay, so this is the amount of magnesium which remains unreacted in this reaction. So I hope all these things are clear to you. The limiting reagent, the reagent in excess, and how to make pizza and all. Okay, now if you want to know more about these types of questions, or you want to do some more practice on these questions, then comment below and I'll make a questionnaire for you all. Bye bye.